Usually, elephants behave calmly and move slowly across the savanna in search of food. These predators decided that this behavior is a sign of weakness. Huge mistake. The elephant shows that he is alone is like a whole army. Now we are going to show you other amazing cases when animals have shown that it is better not to mess with them. Elephants behave especially brutally in order to protect loved ones. Yes, they have very developed family ties. Therefore, when a whole pride of lions, despite the numerical advantage, bravery, and strength, attacked the baby elephant, it was a big mistake. They messed with the wrong elephant. The female went on the attack and literally scattered a whole group of lions. They fought desperately to save the cub and managed to recapture it from the enemies. But if you think this is the end of the story, that is where you're wrong. It turns out that elephants' amazing memory can be a problem. The female remembered the stress of the experience. And when the lions were quietly eating their lunch, she attacked them first. It's hard to say whether it was purposeful revenge or the elephant just wanted to drive the pride from her pasture. But in any case, she achieved her goal. The lions had to run in different directions, just not to get hit by this live, battering ram weighing several tons. So to run over an elephant means not only to get a serious beating right on the spot, but also to obtain a dangerous enemy. These lions definitely regretted that they once got involved with this elephant. The tiger is used to dangerous challenges. He often hunts buffaloes, which are 3 times heavier than him. But here the striped predator clearly did not calculate the strength when he attacked the elephant. Although the Indian species of these huge animals is slightly smaller than the African, they are still the largest land animals on the planet. The tiger's attack made no impression on the elephant. He does not even think of running away or going on the defensive. What for? With a mass of more than 3 tons, an elephant is 12 times heavier than the tiger. Therefore, the herbivore immediately turns 180 degrees and with lightning speed goes on the attack as soon as it notices the enemy. The tiger is shocked by such a meeting. He has to run away. The wild boar is a relative of the domestic pig, but in a fight between them, we know who you're betting on. Of course, the boar, with its powerful fangs, almost impenetrable skin, and ferocious temper. He can put a larger horse to flight and withstand a shot from a gun almost at point-blank range. However, that would be a mistake. Here the boar decided to take out his evil temper on the pig, but did not take into account that there is a very thick layer of adipose tissue under its smooth skin. It acts as no less effective protection than a hard hide and does not miss a single blow. It seems that a pink pig with floppy ears and short legs is defenseless against the rage of a boar. But all the blows of a wild beast slip off the skin of a pig. And then the pig goes into a counterattack and makes the wild boar run. Mass advantage is a great argument for winning. You don't expect such a fury from a domestic pig, do you? The boar doesn't either, and he paid for it. Each of these dogs is larger than a monitor lizard and is better armed with fangs and claws. There are 4 dogs. It seems that the fate of the reptile is predetermined, but the dogs contacted the wrong opponent. The monitor lizard takes off from its place, literally like a miniature projectile. He does not allow himself to be completely surrounded and is the first to rush into the attack. He chose one of the dogs and pounces on it with incredible malice. It is difficult to make out something behind the cloud of dust that 2 animals raised during the battle. But it turned out that the monitor lizard survived, and his brave maneuver allowed him to knock down the attacking rush of the dogs and escape from their surroundings. Usually, the zebra's only chance to survive an attack by a large predator is escape. But these striped ungulates clearly went to self-defense courses. Just look at how cool they defended themselves. There is everything here. A back kick, a throw over the shoulder, and suppression of the opponent on the ground. Martial arts experts, how do you like these techniques performed by the zebra? Share your opinion in the comments. A crocodile can drag a wildebeest, which weighs like a small motorcycle, under the water. What is some kind of macaque for this reptile? A pack of chips? Not even. The crocodile made a mistake in choosing an opponent. He did not know that these primates have really indomitable courage, and at the same time try to take care of each other to the last moment. The crocodile grabbed one monkey. However, not only the pack did not run away, but attacked the reptile to repel a relative. A hail of hits fell on the crocodile. Maybe 2 or 3 macaques couldn't hurt him, but there were too many of them. The crocodile had to let go of the prey. Such dedication and loyalty to the family deserves your like, doesn't it? This leopard cub was completely defenseless against an adult cruel hyena. The kid was waiting for his mother to return from hunting and could only hope that the enemy would not notice him in the thicket. Unfortunately, the disguise did not help. The hyena noticed the prey and rushed to the baby. Only she underestimated this kitten. Of course, he couldn't fight the hyena, but he could run away. Although leopards are not known for endurance, if their life is at stake, they will run for as long as necessary. At the very last moment, when the hyena's jaws almost close on the leopard's paws, the kitten managed to jump up a tree and escape. The people who were watching this scene couldn't help but applaud. And how would you behave in their place? Would you root for a hyena or vice versa? Would you try to save the kitten? Let me know in the comments. We are very interested in your opinion. Compared to a domestic cat, a tiger is a real titan. A cat could fit entirely in the mouth of its distant relative. It seems that the striped cat understands this and looks at the cat with disdain. In vain, the cat immediately reminds the giant which of them is in the cage. Most likely, this is another red cat, but he behaves no less cool. Instead of escaping, he takes a defensive stance to be able to fight with all 4 limbs. And this despite the fact that his opponents are a pair of tigers. And this time the cat is not protected by the bars of the cage. The tiger makes a tentative light strike. Of course, he could crush the cat, but he acts carefully. Why hurry? And when the tiger meets just a furious rebuff, the striped cat retreats. And the kid celebrates his victory. If he decided to lie here, then no giants would drive him away. It seems that he comes to the edge of the enclosure with a mute question in his eyes. Did you see that? Get this scumbag out of here. Cats are generally fine with assessing their own fighting qualities. They are often underestimated because of their relatively small size. But the camera lens gets phenomenal cases when cats showed who was the coolest fighter here. Of course, they don't have any special protection. They are small and vulnerable to the jaws and claws of a larger enemy. But the cat still needs to be caught. These animals are incredibly quirky and cunning. They can often lower the vigilance of a possible opponent to deliver an unexpected and insidious blow. And the clawed paws of a cat causes a lot of pain, even if they are not able to break large vessels in animals several times larger. And cats also know the weaknesses of their opponents and often aim at the eyes and other vulnerable points. In general, do not anger the seals. Do not make this mistake. Gibbons, with their cute faces, vegetarian diet, and long, thin arms, seem so cute. But it turns out to be a territorial animal that is trying to drive away any potentially dangerous creature from its land. even if we are talking about an adult tiger, and it looks pretty impressive. Gibbons can't really threaten tigers, but primates can annoy, pull, irritate. It goes down, beats the tiger, and immediately returns back to the thin branches for where it was. At the same time, the monkey seriously risks himself because the reaction of the striped predator is lightning fast. But the tiger made a mistake in choosing a resting place. The gibbon is too agile. It touched the tiger and immediately soared up on the thin branches where a heavy cat could neither jump nor climb. At the same time, the scene looks as funny as it is cool. Chasing away a tiger with light slaps is an enviable skill. It seems that the gibbon is playing with the tiger, and the predator is against it and wants to rest in peace. So he leaves when he realizes that he will not be left alone here. But most likely the reason for this behavior of the primate is precisely his desire to force a dangerous predator to leave. However, it looks nice, especially because no one was really hurt. This lion did not try to attack the lioness. It apparently decided to play a joke on it and crept up to the sleeping female to make a gentle bite. But it didn't appreciate the humor. An angry female who has been prevented from sleeping is an opponent who should not be underestimated. Poor lion. Let his fate be a lesson for all of us. The black panther is not a separate type of feline, but just an unusual color. Due to the increased amount of melanin, the panther's skin may become darker. Some of these animals are really practically black. Others are really dark brown, and then the black spots will stand out noticeably against the background of the coat. Black panthers are found among spotted felines, jaguars, and leopards. This coloring often helps them to disguise themselves, no worse than the usual spotted one. Actually, black panthers create pairs with other representatives of their species, which have the usual coloring. Usually, from a group of cubs, the minority will inherit the black color and the majority will remain spotted. But these kids of a pair of black panthers and an ordinary leopard were unlucky. A huge python focused not on sight but on the sense of smell and the ability to detect thermal radiation of warm-blooded animals, because their body temperature is much higher than the ambient temperature. When the python got into the lair of the black panther, the kids had almost no chance. Their mother came in too late. She was able to save only one, the last kitten. It is difficult for us to accurately judge the motives of the animals' actions because they themselves cannot explain them. In addition, the desire for revenge is considered too complex a feeling that requires not only a good memory and a developed emotional spectrum, but also an understanding of the relationship between the causes and consequences of actions. Therefore, the attack of the black panther on the python, which occurred much later, is interpreted by some as just a coincidence. But we believe that the cat was purposefully looking for the one who took the kittens from her in order to deal with it. At the same time, at first they couldn't afford it because the last kitten needed a mother. If she had started a fight right in the den, the baby could have suffered. First, it was necessary to find a new shelter, and only then to start looking for that offender. That's what proper prioritization is. And what do you think? Is this really revenge? Or just a leopard accidentally found a snake and decided to attack it just for food? Let us know in the comments. We are very interested to know what your opinion is on this. And there is no doubt about the patience and perseverance of the panther, especially if it has a powerful motivation. If you used to have to worry about cats who met big snakes, then here, you can only sympathize with the snake. The fury with which the leopard attacked the python is really frightening, although we can understand it. Only the finale of the duel got into the camera lens. The leopard calmly and ominously approached a tall tree with a python in its teeth. It is not surprising that it was the male who found the python. Unlike tigers, who have little interest in the fate of their offspring, male leopards are caring fathers. Although these cats normally prefer a solitary lifestyle, the spotted daddy takes care of the kittens while they are very young. According to the state of the snake, it is clear how cool the predator has treated it. Like a horror movie character, a leopard easily jumps up at the tree with a heavy snake in its teeth and slowly, as if with pleasure, drags its prey up there. It is better not to associate lions with poisonous snakes. These predatory cats are fast and agile, but still rarely can dodge the rush of a swift cobra or a black mamba. But what they are superior to most other felines in is their brute physical strength. Therefore, the lion is one of the few who can fight even with the largest pythons. Where simple strength is not enough, the lion will take combat skills, in which he surpasses even the tiger. After all, the striped cousin usually deals with herbivores, but the lion almost always fights with other predators. The snake has nothing to surprise us with. This does not mean that the python does not have a chance against the lion. For example, in the case when a very young teenager allowed itself to attack a snake, this was the last mistake of its life. The python did not immediately manage to reach the young lion, but when it did not retreat, the snake showed that playing with it was a really bad idea. But if this is a huge male lion, it has a chance not to let the python entangle itself by using a trump card: powerful blows with its hind legs. With them, the male can repel the python. Here the snake's chances are already falling. The lion trains in sparring with other lions so accurately to hit with its hind legs. With its front paws, he grabs them by the head, pulls them up for a bite, and tries to tear their stomach with its hind legs. Does this remind you of anything? Yes, domestic cats. If angered, will act almost the exact same way. But the real strength of a lion is its pride. As you understand, if a python can still oppose something against one lion, even the strongest one, then it cannot cope with several lionesses. When a python bites and grabs one, others come to their aid. They stretch out the python, grab it from different sides, and bite, holding it in this position. There is no land animal that has enough power to make a python stay on the ground without moving. But 4 lionesses at once might. The python just has nowhere to go. Does this mean that he is afraid of lions and always avoids them? Yes, but there is one exception. Lion cubs look very appetizing to the snake. Group hunting is such an effective technique against pythons that lionesses allow lion cubs to join the battle long before its finale. This is also part of the training. The python can escape at the last moment, but it's alone, and enemies are everywhere. It turns out that if a big cat meets a python, or for example, a poisonous snake, the result of such a confrontation will not be unambiguous. It all depends on many circumstances. If one side had an unambiguous advantage, then the second simply would not have survived to this day. The enemy would have exterminated the enemy. In fact, snakes and cats have their own trump cards. One-on-one, a jaguar or leopard can best cope with a python or boa constrictor, due to a combination of agility and strength. Tigers have much less chance against such snakes, although they are larger than spotted cousins. The advantage of lions is the number. A duel of one adult lion with a python can end with the victory of both a snake and the cat, depending on the experience of the fighters. Cheeters and cougars should avoid all dangerous snakes, and no large cat can feel safe if a poisonous reptile is nearby. Small cats can still dodge the cobra's throw, but the bigger the beast, the easier it is to aim at it. A venomous snake does not care where exactly to dig in with its fangs. The main thing is to inject a dose of toxin into the victim's circulatory system. Therefore, a leopard, several lionesses, and a jaguar have more chances against this python together, but it is better for large cats to avoid poisonous reptiles. Who are you rooting for in this epic confrontation? Are the cats your favorite? Or maybe you prefer elegant, cold-blooded reptiles? If so, which ones, pythons or huge poisonous snakes? Share your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to be the first to see the most interesting and exciting moments of the world of wildlife caught in the camera lens.